there may be something to the, oh, there may be something to the brushing of hair 100 strokes, along with skin brushing theory. Because everybody always kind of laughed at that after, like, the Victorian era about women brushing their hair 100 strokes. And there may be more to that than we know, especially getting all the, what they're calling now the glymph. Getting the, oh, that's really interesting about the lymph system that they've discovered in the brain. And like when you sleep at night, your spinal fluid comes up your spine and like flushes through your brain. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not using probably the right terms, and I may not even have it exactly right, but I think this may point to a lot of things that go on, like with people's heads, and like even like sinus stuff, because I think about just like with my kids, I didn't need glasses until I started to get older, so I didn't really understand the experience because I didn't have vision problems. But the doctor would talk about astigmatism and say, well, I guess the thing about nearsighted or farsighted with astigmatism is depends on if your eye is stretched vertically or if your eye is stretched horizontally. But I'm like, well, it's not a very far stretch to imagine or come to the conclusion even that if growth, like a speedy growth, can and your eyeball doesn't catch up, and what the theory is that why there's a lot of childhood astigmatism is because, like, you know, you remember in high school when some guy was just like, you know, if you want to call it regular height, and then just shot up and was like the star basketball player and everything. Well, during that time, he probably got astigmatism because his body grew faster than the I guess the skull casing for his eyeball, and so his eye was not whatever the perfect shape is supposed to be. It's not that way. And so what I'm getting at is, couldn't swelling and inflammation do the same thing? Couldn't your glymph in your head get backed up, and like the interstitial fluid in your brain get kind of glue-like? I know, because you can get glue-ear. So anyway, this is an interesting theory that is coming about and needs to be looked into. Doesn't seem too far-fetched that, like, even if your glymph is or lymph nodes that are hard or not functioning properly or whatever, that would also in turn influence your sinus cavities due to inflammation. So, because I have jaw problems and ear problems, vertigo, and like nobody can explain what is going on. But then I'm starting to see a lot of theories about things that are going on, you know, inside the cranium that seem to kind of point to some possible solutions for what's going on probably with a lot of people. It bears looking into. Ciao for now.